Jason Jennings, Think Big, Act Small, How America's Best Performing Companies Keep the Startup Spirit Alive. In today's fast-paced business world, organizations must strike a balance between growth and maintaining their identity. Think Big, Act Small, by Jason Jennings explores how America's top-performing companies have achieved consistent revenue growth, while keeping their startup spirit alive. The book delves into the principles and practices that these companies follow, ranging from good stewardship, transparency, and accessibility to fostering a culture of ethics and continuous improvement. Get ready to learn about the art of balancing thinking big and acting small, allowing your company to nurture entrepreneurship, redefine itself in a changing economy, and build lasting communities with customers, all while promoting steady growth and staying true to the organization's values.
Finding the right business mindset. The book showcases various business mindsets and emphasizes on the importance of maintaining a balance between thinking big and acting small. Small businesses should not fear growth, and success should not affect the core values of any company. The book argues that the sweet spot lies in thinking big while maintaining a small business mindset by prioritizing customer satisfaction, product quality, and community engagement. The author urges entrepreneurs to resist the temptation of flaunting their success by staying grounded and focused on the bottom line while also being excited about the future of their business. Think big, act small. In our current business climate, the pressure to increase profits is unrelenting and unsustainable with traditional methods such as cutting costs or falsifying financial reports. The key to success lies in thinking big and acting small, as demonstrated by companies that have consistently increased revenue and profits by 10% or more each year for 10 years or longer. By following the 10 principles of Think Big, Act Small, companies can build a foundation for sustainable growth that benefits workers, vendors, shareholders, and the community. The traits of successful CEOs. The most successful CEOs share a set of traits that prioritize good stewardship, transparency, accessibility, and ethics. These leaders focus on fulfilling their organization's mission rather than financial rewards. They take responsibility for their company's capital and learn from past negative experiences. They work long, regular days to be accessible to customers, vendors, and employees. Good character and ethical practices encourage a quality-minded corporate culture, where employees who share these values will succeed. Beyond superficial distinctions, these CEOs dress casually and position their offices for functionality and accessibility. The most basic trait shared by consistently revenue-growing U.S. companies is humble leadership, where CEOs like Coke and Hudson prioritize work over showmanship. Lead by example. The key to running a successful business lies in leaders who stay connected to the ground realities of their workforce. CEOs can't afford to distance themselves from the daily challenges their team faces. Effective leaders get their hands dirty every day, immersing themselves in every aspect of the business. Jim Goodnight of SAS Business Intelligence writes code and joins his team in moving boxes, while Jim Cabela of Cabela's Hunting, Fishing and Outdoor Gear begins each day reviewing customer complaints. Successful companies involve workers in key decision-making and evaluations, a practice that promotes growth, enhances collaboration, and boosts productivity. The pitfalls of planning. Some businesses find making long-term plans counterproductive as it can lead to inertia. The most successful companies focus on short-term goals and prioritize running their business well over growth. The power of letting go. Successful businesses focus on what not to do rather than what to do. Businesses that cling on to outdated practices or plan for a non-existent future struggle to grow. Cabela's, a top revenue-producing company, retires 15% of its merchandise yearly. Each item gets 2 chances to prove itself, and if it doesn't sell, it's discontinued. Apply this principle to all aspects of your business, from sales tactics to business plans. Successful companies are known to change everything. Empowering entrepreneurship. Koch Industries CEO Charles Koch values free-flowing information as it allows all workers to make informed decisions quickly. Employee salaries are directly related to the value they add to the company. Koch Industries evaluates every business unit annually, selling those with lower market value than the cost of holding, except for core chemical industries. The company's successful performance can be attributed to its enterprise culture that promotes entrepreneurial thinking and action. Koch Industries empowers workers by allowing them to make and implement decisions, and compensation is linked to the market value of the employee's good decisions. Reinventing your business. Foods transformed from a dairy producer to a distributor by simplifying the sales process for customers and investing in the right resources. The key to success lies in understanding and catering to customers' needs while sticking to your principles. When redefining your business, be thrifty, grow intentionally, and keep decision makers invested in the process. The art of sales as service. Sales is no longer a zero-sum game. Instead, companies should embrace a service-oriented approach, prioritizing the development of ongoing relationships with their customers. By abandoning outdated products, services, and processes, companies can focus on improving profitability for their customers, rewarding loyalty, and creating an environment in which sales staff are incentivized to sell more and develop in-depth knowledge of the products they are selling. Paperwork should not obstruct the sales process, and decision makers should be easily accessible to customers. By adopting these strategies, sales can move from being a win-lose game to a positive-sum game in which both companies and customers benefit. Choosing your field in crowded markets. In today's crowded market, companies need to stand out by choosing their field and competitors wisely. PETCO, for instance, chose not to challenge Walmart's low prices and instead created a single brand with controlled vendors and distribution while introducing aquariums. The lesson here is to choose your market and distinguish yourself through complete honesty, unique advertising, seeking fresh information, and testing new products. Everyone in the organization needs to be invested in becoming the best in the field. Companies trying to be all things to all people are unable to stand for something that resonates with the marketplace. Power of building communities. To retain customers, businesses must build communities that provide them with a sense of belonging. Consumer identification with brands has weakened, making it essential to create a strong bond with customers through community building. The strategy works better than promoting satisfaction with products or services. Building communities of customers, workers, and fans is a powerful tool for companies to harness financial performance. Companies like Cabela's and Sonic Drive-Ins provide space for customers to share their experiences and suggestions, making them feel valued and connected to the brand. Promote from within. In order for a company to consistently grow revenues, it is important to cultivate leaders from within. O'Reilly Media is an example of a company that has maintained decision-making power within the family, leading to a focus on collaboration rather than ego. To promote this culture, it's important to lead by example, offer training to everyone, keep employees informed, and evaluate and coach partners. Additionally, it's important to provide continuity by staying in the business and identifying and training a successor with equity in the company to ensure their staying power.
Ultimately, Think Big, Act Small highlights the importance of combining a growth-oriented mindset with the humility and dedication of a startup. It demonstrates that success in today's competitive business landscape is not just about flashy strategies, but about genuinely caring for one's customers, employees, and communities. By following the principles shared by some of America's best-performing companies, businesses can achieve consistent revenue growth, retain their unique identity, and foster a culture of innovation and collaboration. Remember that being transparent, ethical, and accessible, as well as empowering teams, thinking long-term, and focusing on customer satisfaction are crucial in order to stand out and make a difference in today's economy.